Okay, here for sideboarding with blue-black zombies against Harmless Pact. And I am doing a pretty strange swap, I guess, given that on the surface, both of these cards can provide a decent amount of value. Salvation can kill one of their few creatures while making some zombie tokens. Liliana, obviously, as a planeswalker, but both cards are pretty slow and ineffective in a lot of scenarios. You saw Dark Salvation sort of sit in my hand a lot in the pre-sideboard games, and cards like Grasp of Darkness that you might look to first to side out get a lot better in the post-board games because of the threat of Kalitas, which is a really big deal, given how important my graveyard is as a resource. So I think just having the cheaper answer to Michael's high-impact cards is important. Liliana is essentially just going to be 2 Raised Deads spread over 3 turns, which is just so slow against a deck that sort of has the inevitability with the Demonic Pact combo that I don't think that we can play them, and I'd rather take a more aggressive stance and use some of our other elements like Cryptbreaker and Gisa and Jarolf to help grind through Michael's removal. And then we bring in a pretty typical spate of anti-control cards between Transgress the Mind and Negate and our Obnix here, so we can now have some disruption for Michael's combo between these two, and maybe snag a Languish or a Dark Petition, maybe even snag a Kalitas with a Transgress. So be a bit more prepared to fight the unfair game and some of the fair game that Michael has with just cheaper spells.
Over on my side, I kind of have to prepare myself to win like a real game where I can't combo Ross out because of the threat of things like Negate and Transgress the Mind. Kalitas in general is good at kind of just, you can ride it to victory by itself, but it also disrupts like the graveyard synergies of the zombie deck. I have some more cheap interaction, Negate, Deadweight, and then a Read the Bones because the games are probably going to go pretty long. Ross is going to be playing like play one or two creatures and try to disrupt my game plan. I also think that's why like Languish is kind of ineffective. I have 1 copy still from my main deck, but I'm not boarding in additional copies because I kind of assume that it's going to get like a Prized Amalgam and like a Crypt Breaker or something, and then those cards are resilient and are going to come back anyways. And then cards I'm bringing out, again, because I'm kind of afraid of Transgress and I only have 1 Harmless Offering, I could certainly see scenarios where the Harmless Offering gets transgressed and then I can no longer really win with the Demonic Pact combo. So I'm boarding out a copy there. Oath of Liliana, again, not very good against just the resilient individual creatures. Doesn't line up very well. Virulent Plague, kind of the same deal. I can fairly easily assume the Dark Salvation's going out of the deck, and then it doesn't really do much. This package is, again, as I noted before, kind of just an insulation against Dromoka's Command. So since that's not present in this matchup, I'm less willing to, excuse me, I'm more willing to get rid of them. And then kind of the same deal with Dark Dwellers. Hard to cast. It's going to be a big pain if only like, if I'm not 100% in on the Harmless Offering combo, then this package is not as good. And then Transgress is kind of mediocre. I could definitely see wanting this card because it can hit like Prized Amalgam, Jason Drolf, and maybe something big if there's like Obnix present or whatever. But I think this card is worse than Negate straight up. But my sideboarding is definitely subject to change. This is kind of just my initial impression. So yeah. Join us in a moment for the games.
Okay, here for game 3, and I have a strange hand with these in them, but we get to start on this card, which I've been waiting to do, and we have a decent mix of lands and spells, so I'll keep.
So my hand's like super sketchy to be honest, but I think if we draw blue mana, then it kind of basically turns on the rest of our hand, and we're on the draw, so I'll keep it because I have some early piece of interaction.
Okay, play a Crypt Breaker.
Okay.
Pass.
Guess I'll just deadweight that.
Tilt.
Go.
It's not where you're supposed to be. I will play. I'll start Transgress you.
Sure.
And so Michael doesn't have blue mana.
Yes, as I alluded to.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to take the Kalitas. That's the scariest card. I'll pass.
Ooh, blue mana.
Blue mana.
I'll dress.
You get one of my other 2 Transgress the Minds.
Oh, sure. That's the mill 2, and this
Yeah.
is... Yep.
Yeah.
I think you should be playing the one that makes a flyer.
Oh,
Haunted Dead.
the one that makes a spirit?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Well, now that we've seen blue mana, but we know Michael has the red-black battle land as his third land, so that's not coming in tapped or untapped. I also just like to tag the Dark Petition, I think, with this other Transgress. No, so I'm playing. I know your hand anyway, but
You tricked me. You said with this other Transgress, and you played a 2-mana card.
yeah. Well, because I'm just nagging Dark Petition, I can wait.
Go.
Attack for 1.
Yep.
19.
Yep.
Relentless Dead. You can go.
So you have Transgress and that
Stitchwing
Screeching Scob or whatever the heck it's called.
Scob. It's a demonic-looking zombie. It's got wings. That's why he flies.
Thanks. Thank you for that. Play Oath of Jace, hopefully hit Duress and punish Ross. That'd be great. Did not.
How many dresses do you really have?
Not many.
Yeah, you've already cast one. Gotta start getting these beats in.
So I could discard both of these cards, which would be funny, but perhaps ill-advised. I don't know. I kind of like it. I mean, I can, like, discard a land and a cheap spell like this or whatever, and then Ross just takes this, and it's not clear that I'm not going to want the lands. I don't know. All right, do this. Go.
You're trying to dead my Transgress?
I don't know. I didn't say anything.
Attack.
16.
Well, it's gonna work. Is my Transgress dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grasp a Deadweight and 2 Sunken Hollows. That was... Sure. You can go.
I mean, my hand's not good.
Yeah. Just keep a bunch of spot removal against my Relentless Dead. See how that goes again.
Yep. Go.
Attack.
13. At least Ross's clock is fairly anemic. Yep.
Pass.
Deadweight that.
Yep.
Go.
Attack for 3.
10.
You can go.
Go.
So I know you have a Grasp in your hand.
Yep.
Attack.
7.
7. So not going to play my creature. Just going to get grasped.
Jace.
Sure.
Go.
Attack. You get a 5.
Yep.
3 cards in hand.
Mhm.
So you can flip Jace and either flashback like a Dark Petition or just start plussing on Relentless Dead. I'm gonna play a Diagraph Colossus that comes in with 2 counters. That one I will throw away to Grasp.
Sure. Yep. Jeremiah Upkeep, because I have a land in my hand that I want to discard. I'm going to go ahead and flip my Jace so that I can get a scry trigger.
Oh, yeah. It'll trigger regardless.
Yeah, it'll go on the stack.
And then it'll check when it resolves.
0 or whatever. This is not bad, but we are at 5. I think I do actually want this still because we can just tick up on Relentless Dead if we want to. So, yeah, I'll keep this on top, draw it for my turn. I'll play Read the Bones.
Brings you to 3.
Yep. Bottom both of these. Okay. Well, that stinks. We kind of have to give Grasp flashback, otherwise we lose to Scob. So we're at 3. I think I don't have any other options. It's like, yeah, I could have just not played the Read the Bones and done this, but at that point, like, I take up on Relentless Dead, and then I take 4 down to 1, so I'm, like, kind of in the same shape. So yeah, this is ugly, but I think it is what it is. So I'm gonna play Jace, and I'll minus targeting Grasp of Darkness and pass.
Okay. So now my Relentless Dead gets to attack for damages.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I can reasonably assume that Michael doesn't have a removal spell. So what does he have? You bought them both off of Reed, so it's potential. Your hand is potentially quite poor. Well, I'm going to attack you.
All right, no one.
And I think I just want to cast this, and these are pretty close to the same. Now that I could also just cast this, recast Cryptbreaker, and draw a card, but I assume Michael will then just languish, and I won't be in particularly good shape. Yeah, I think I just want to cast this. Certainly sacking one of these and paying 5 for it. I could sack Relentless Dead and then just return it to my hand, or I can leave Relentless Dead on the battlefield. I think I'll just do the most value-centric play, given that Michael's at 1.
All right, I have an Oath and a Negate.
So I will take the Oath. Yeah, I get 3 or less and 4 or more.
Sure.
So the Negate certainly doesn't do much.
My turn.
Yep.
All right, Scar Wonder, my upkeep. Bottom that. Draw. Okay, that's good. Might be able to do something with that. I am at 1.
It's not very many life points.
It's not. It's not. So I can plus on Wailing Ghoul and D up on Mindbender for a turn, flip my Jace, and I do have Negate to protect from any shenanigans that might kill me there. And that gives me a little bit of reprieve to Dark Petition. I am going to cast Dark Petition. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to get, but Could get like Ruinous Path, but that's just it's so weak. I don't think it's actually gonna start pushing me ahead in this game. I think Demonic Pact is my best bet of actually winning down the road, so I think I'm just gonna do that. So I'll play Pact. I'll take up on Wailing Ghoul and I'll pass.
Yeah, it seems good. Okay. So I definitely want to force Michael to flip the other Jace. So definitely going to attack.
All right, block loot. This will have 5 counters.
Yeah.
And discard swamp.
Yeah. So you have 1 card in hand.
Yeah,
certainly negate.
Yep.
And once again, I can cast this, recast Cryptbreaker, and draw a card, but that just doesn't really excite me. I think I want to try to start squeezing Michael with this Scab and continuously present something good. So I think I just want to play the Relentless Dead.
Sure.
I'll pass.
Okay, so I have to choose my mode before I get to scry. So...
Do you? Can you just put the... You have to choose it when it goes on the stack?
I think so.
I don't think so. It doesn't have a target.
I don't think there's just like a generic trigger that goes on the stack. I think you're given 4 options.
I think it's like Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan you choose on resolution.
Well, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. So there's a trigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Okay.
I guess I'm not positive, obviously, but...
Oh.
So obviously, deal 4, gain 4 is pretty appealing right now. There's some weird world where we could like try to get Ross to discard his hand, and that takes him off Scob, or it would force him to put Scob on the battlefield right now. I don't think we can actually handle 4 creatures from 1 life and such low resources. If we like deal 4 to this, then we can take the route of Dark Petition for Languish, and that would clean up everything. And then Ross would get like a Colossus, I guess. That would actually be quite big, so that might actually be not good. Alright, I'm just going to deal 4 to Wailing Ghoul and gain 4 life. Okay. So I'll go to 5, then I'll scry. It's interesting. I don't think this is good enough, even though it's really close, so I'll bottom it.
Perfect.
Okay. Duress you. Sure. And if you return that with that, you get the Amalgam?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because the discard 2 cards is part of the cost.
Sure. So I think I'm just dead.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I can petition for Ruinous Path, kill this, Scob and Amalgam. That's lethal. Yeah, I think I'm just dead.
Yeah.